Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for our 193rd Flyover video. And iMelt says, like the video, guys. Yeah, we got 13 people. We got 30 people on. That's excellent. That's quite a good start. Let's see, Sebastian's here. He says hello. So does Ollie. Any news about Lucid Motors? I don't have much news, but we do have a video coming out in a few hours after we do this live stream. We will be posting our Lucid Flyover of the day. So stay tuned for that. Spoof says he's working on Making Me Famous over there last week. I don't know which one of you is Spoof 2K3, but thank you for that. Hyder's here. You got any more of those Nikola updates? Scratch his neck. Yeah, well, we've got our flyover. We got some construction progress from what we can see. We can talk about real quick while people are joining. Stock price didn't do too well today. I think that had to do with the secured notes that are being issued for $200 million, though that was expected and more should be expected in the future. They have said that in the past that they were going to secure more funding. Those are $200 million worth of convertible notes. So it's cash and interest rate, and then they can be converted over to stock in the future. So I don't look at it as bad news. It certainly wasn't surprising news, but that's the way the market's going to be. The market was there was a lot of down stocks. They picked up right at the end. Nikola didn't quite make a full comeback. Closed at $7. The high was right at the beginning at $7.23. Opened at $7.17. The low was $6.70, so it did come back a bit, which is good. But we'll see how it goes in the next couple of days. May 5th is a big day. I think that there's going to be lots of announcements as far as orders and things like that. So we'll see how that goes in a couple of days. I'm going to try and live stream it. It is on May 5th. Lucid's also on May 5th. So we're going to see about live streaming that. It's just going to depend on the schedule. And iMelt says the sound is good. Yes, I did not ask. So glad it sounds good and I wasn't just talking at myself this whole time. Patrick's here. Says, yo, Big Bear. Jordan S. Lucid earnings this week, so more news to come soon. Yes. Ditto what I just said. And Paul Anderson in South Florida here. Hello, Paul Anderson from South Florida. Where in South Florida? I used to live in South Florida, so I'm going to ask where. And Hyder says that was a Chappelle show reference. You got any more of those Nikola updates? Okay. Hey, man, you got any of those? Yeah, okay. Got it. So Lucid also was not also, but Lucid was up almost $1 today, which is great. Down after hours, but that's after hours, and that could just correct itself. So that was a good finish right there for Lucid. I wasn't able to check any of the news to see if anything happened right here because I was getting this video ready for you guys. So, and speaking of the video, let's get over to that because you guys want to see that. So we're going to get that started right there. So we're going to do our recap as we always do. Yes, that's what it looked like 1 year and 3 months ago. 4 months? 3 months. Yeah, 15 months ago. And that was a year. May, it's starting to take shape. So obviously we have a full factory here. If you don't believe that, or if you think I'm lying, go check out last week's video. We made it through that factory. We saw everything. And it was pretty cool. Very, very impressed. But I'm sure all you guys have already watched this video already. So watch it again. Hit the like button again. There's that parking lot taking shape. And first thing we saw when we were there, it looked like a paraglider. Looks like he's got a motor on him, but he's pretty far away. And that's as close as a picture as we can get. And when we zoom out, you're going to see nothing. He's just going to disappear. That's how far away he was. Yeah, that's our zoom. That's pretty awesome. But in any case, that was just on the south end of the factory, probably a couple of miles to the west. And first thing that you're going to notice is the solar panels. I'm putting on the air, guys. Can't do it. Sorry for the feedback. Got my trusty remote, but I'm already sweating. We're 2 minutes into this. So hopefully there won't be too much background noise for you guys. All right, you can see the solar panels. The covered parking on the north end is completely installed. It's not all wired. As we get closer, we can see piping and things that are underneath. That's going to be where all the wires are going to be going through. And you guys will see that. We get a better view from a different angle. But you see they still have the next two rows to complete. H2 Investments says Nikola will make it. Yes, I think that they will. Despite the sales price, the stock price right now, I think that they are definitely going to be turning around. See, as we go across the parking lot, you can see all of that top area, that top row is completely installed. Not sure if they're going to do the wiring next, or see right here, that's where all the piping's laid out. What they're doing is they take those pipes, they hang them down from underneath, and they run all the wires into those pipes to keep them away from the elements. So it's not just putting a panel in and clicking it in. There's a lot more work to do on that. So, and we'll see it just progressing over the next couple of weeks. As we go around to the left side, we're going to take a look at the security station. That's coming along. We believe that the windows were put in. We saw them on Wednesday when we were on site. They've put in all the glass around the smaller section, the gray part of that building, of that structure. Javier's here. Hey Bear, thanks for every Monday video. Stock is taking a big impact today. Could be because of issuing debt. I'm worried I cannot sell this at 50 and make a donation to your channel. Well, you'll be able to sell at 50 one day. I certainly can't tell you what day that is. But yeah, the debt is just not a surprise. We knew that they were going to be doing that and expect it to happen again. As you can see, they're working on the finishing material on the roof. They've got all that laid out there, and they've already put on some. Just gotta get that finished up. Was there any more frames in the factory? Well, we're about to take a look at that, Octavio. So hold your horses. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So we've got the stack of 11 frames, which from my understanding won't be used because they're now outdated. That's them. And then we've got the one over there, and then we have another couple. I think we have another 10 up against the building, plus all the tires, the stacks of tires. Remember, each one of those, what do we got? Let's take a look at this for a second. Nope. Let's zoom in. Count those tires in a stack. These tall stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So every 6 represents a truck. A truck that is at station number, I think, 11 or less, because I think that's around where they put on the tires. So anybody want to count those tires? That'll give us an idea of how many truck tires, or how many full trucks they have here. Let's see. These are stacks of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 60. 90. 120. 150. I think it's easy to say that they got 200 tires there without actually counting them. And you need 6 tires per truck. 200 divided by 6. They got enough there for at least 33 trucks. Okay. substantial. I didn't see any more tires inside, but I didn't really go through everything, and could not go everywhere. All right, so there's our stacks. We got 9 frames right there, plus there's another one, so there's 10 frames. So they are moving those frames in quite quickly. And remember, that line is moving every 4 hours. So that means every 4 hours a truck is being finished. And there's our cabs over here. We have 11 cabs waiting to be brought in, and then they assemble the cabs inside. There are parts that need to go in there, and there is a team that does that. And just for your information, on the next expansion of the plant, they're going to have their own cab line. Right now they don't have a cab line, but that is on their plans, is to have one line that just puts the cab together. Gigi says, do you folks agree this should be the last point of share price pressure, given we will be a positive earnings going forward? It won't be profitable earnings, but there will be earnings. So it's definitely a hold. I would agree with that. What do the rest of you guys think? Got 66 of you on. That's awesome. Go ahead. There's that like button. Bunch of you haven't hit it yet. Let's do it. You see the employees are all there. Full parking lot. No holidays here, though. You might want to take a look at the Lucid video to see what I mean by, is there a holiday today? So those trucks that you're looking at right there in that line, those are all pre-sales trucks. Those are all test trucks. Some of them are set up a little bit different to work in different temperatures, colder weathers. The thermal systems are different, but these are the trucks that they use for their testing. And the gray one is their showpiece that they bring to events. And so they must really like that one. I can't tell you which one I was a passenger in, but I was a passenger in one of those. And let me tell you, it felt like I was in a Tesla. It felt just like an electric car. The ride was smooth. It was quiet. So very impressed by the drive. And I think everybody who drives in one will be. And it seems like whenever we catch workers working, they're not working. They're just standing around. But I think it's just our timing. iMelt wants to know when the next factory tour is. See, now you're getting ahead of yourself. I'm grateful for the last one. And I'm not going to say I'm sure there will be one in the future, but if there is, great. You see on the back of the dyno building, they've got a ladder was installed to get to the roof. And from what we could see on ground level, there's a lot of people inside there working, getting that all set up. Here we've got a truck dropping off what looks like another man lift. Not sure why they need another one, or if maybe they're picking that one up. I'm not sure. Over here, out in the test loop area, which was pretty interesting, we ran across, well, there's a generator out there, and then there's the big Nikola box, which I think is a generator, but I'm not 100% sure. But there is 4 charging stations. They are Nikola branded. More than likely, they are tritium produced. But we have 4 chargers out here. And that is going to be sent to somebody. It could be TTSI or another company that's bought the trucks, or it could be going out to a dealership as showpieces of what they would get when they get like the mobile charging station. So not sure what they're going to be doing with them, but the 2 you're looking at right now, those are covered. The 2 on the left, they were uncovered. You could see the cables coming out of them, and they do say Nikola on the side of them. So that was pretty cool. I don't remember seeing that last week. They may have been there, but just don't recall seeing them. Now, I think I missed something that I wanted to show you guys. Let's just look at I think this is it right here. This area right here is where the next test loop is going to be. It's going to come down all the way. Yep, a new permanent test track will be put here. That is going to be started in the coming weeks. It's going to be started very shortly. It's going to wrap through this one and come all the way out. And that's going to be, I think, 1.4 miles of test track, so that they can test the take these trucks out and give them a good old test. Oh, and look, you can follow us on Twitter at Bears Workshop. Do not forget to do that if you haven't already. So there's another shot of the wash station and the dyno building. And this area up here, if you're not aware, is where the next phase will be started. Oh, technically it's already underway on some of the things that they've done. And when that test loop starts, then it's definitely getting done or started. Mopar Den says, I've been on the sidelines of Nikola stock and watching the pullback in share price closely. The only auto stock I'm currently hiding is HMC, which is paying a 5.2% dividend. I like HMC's EV plan. Well, maybe I'll take a look at that offline. So I think if you're going to get into Nikola stock, this is very close to their yearly low and really a good time if you're someone who wants to get into it. H2 Investments believes that this is a buy for at least 2 years and a hold for 10. Here we go. We're coming up on the front again. As we come around, you'll be able to see those pipes that are underneath the one structure because we get in a little bit close here. All that right there is the piping for the electrical work. There we go. We get in nice and close. Now you can even see that it's pipe. But yeah, these guys are, of course, standing around. It's the way it always is. But yeah, they're obviously getting things done. We can see that. And Mopar Den says he hit the like button. Thank you, Mopar Den. I did see it go up. JJ says to the moon soon. JJ says that a lot. And that's okay, because it will be. It should be. There's no reason not to, since they're making 2 trucks a day. I mean, when you think about it, we know how many tires they have there. We know how many cabs. The cabs on the line, there's probably 4 cabs on the actual production line. Then they have some other cabs that they're working on. They've got 11 outside, so they probably have enough for 20. We know there's enough tires for about 30. We see another, there's 10 frames outside. And plus every station on the production line has a frame. So that's 15 more right there. So they're moving along. 2 a day. They hope to be at 5 a day, I think, by the end of third quarter. I think that was the number. I'd have to check my notes or watch my own video to see what I said. As you can see, they got a lot of stuff stored outside. Right there, that's just north of the battery building. That building is going to be expanded to the north towards us in the future, but not in the next phase or next phases. So what's in there is production equipment. And I'm not sure that they're going to use that production equipment, but we will see how it goes in the future. And then we're just panning back. I think we're coming, well, we got a couple more minutes left of flying around. So what do you guys think? Are you guys nervous about the debt issuance? Which really doesn't turn into debt, it turns into stock, which means that it kind of devalues the stock. Alien Ant World, how much is each truck? Each truck is about $350,000. Madman 3434 live. Is that the Coolidge plant? Yes, it is. Deeps is holding off until interest rates stop going up. Good luck with that. That might be just shy of never. All right. As you can see, those air conditioners are going strong. Cadillac Jack, do they have a lot of orders? They have announced 1,350 orders that I know of, or it could be 1,375, somewhere right around there. That's what they have of orders right now. I believe on Thursday, when they do their quarterly earnings, there's going to be announcements of a lot more orders. So the orders will be flowing in very, very quickly. We're still waiting on word of the California tax incentive and how many of orders were put in because of that, but I believe it's going to be a substantial amount. Madman, that is both for the tray and the fuel cell one. 800 of those of that 1350 is from Anheuser-Busch. It's a list of my Patreons. I want to thank all of them for helping us with the channel. It's through the Patreon support like this that enables us to do this. We're gonna just rewind this while we keep chatting for anybody who might have missed anything. Let's see. John Sasha, orders or reservations? I'd call them reservations. They're letter of intents with intent to order. And I think what we're going to hear on Thursday is that a lot of these letters of understanding, letters of intent and MOUs are going to convert into actual orders. H2 says diesel's over $5 in most states. The incentive and demand for BEV and FCVs in full gear, and that is correct. Like Jack says, nice, great. Have to ramp up from 2 per day. Well, that's the plan. I believe it's going to be 5 per day by the end of the third quarter, or I'm not sure if it was third quarter or second. Like I said before, I got to check my notes. And then they're hoping to get to 10 by the end of the year. And their production goal this year is 300 to 500. So with that kind of production goal, they're going to get there. Mr. Bogues is not worried at all. And Madman gives me a thumbs up and a thanks, Big Bear. And hey, Madman, if you haven't given the thumbs up on the video yet, please do. Nikola Tesla shirts are sold out. If you're talking about the shirt that I have, and I have linked in this video, that's too bad. I'm sure there's some other ones on there. I think there was more than one vendor. I did get mine. Should have been wearing it today, but I might be in the laundry. I wear it a lot. Sometimes people get it. Otherwise people don't. Production goal next year. Not sure, to be honest with you, what the production goal for next year is. It's probably changed, but I think they may have said like 2,500, but we'll have to wait to see what we hear in the next earnings call on Thursday, because I wouldn't be surprised if that's changed. And I think it's going to be 2,500 because I don't think phase 3 is going to be completed entirely yet, and the production lines will be all up and running completely by the end of next year. So, but that will give them the capacity for around 40,000 trucks by the time they finish phase 3. I think I got that number right. So they're going to have a lot of capacity. They're going to be looking at putting might have been 40. I think their ultimate goal was 120 jobs per day once they're at full capacity. Like I said, I don't have those numbers right in front of me, but they had it up on a chart at the factory tour last week, and we put it up on the video. And it was kind of cool looking video or a picture, because you could literally follow the production line. You could see where it is now in the 15 stations, and then you could see how they start splitting it up, and these stations become more individual for each item that they're doing, and then getting down, like right now it's 4 hours between the line moving, and their goal right now is to get it to 90 minutes, which would obviously put it at like 6 or 7 trucks a day, because they're working 10-hour shifts. But they're looking to get that the production line moves at I think every 9 minutes when they're fully built out. So each station is going to be very specific for what it does. And sometimes you have things that take more time than the rest of the line, and that's why you split it up. But if you can't, you can actually split the line so that there are 2 stations doing one thing. something that might take more time. But they definitely have a production plan in place. And you guys can see it if you want. It is out there. And it's pretty cool to look at. So it seems you guys don't have much of an opinion on the whole debt issuance, which I guess that is good. There's all them tires again. That's a lot of tires. Remember, we counted when we looked at this the first time, and probably enough for at least 33 trucks right there. So, you guys, what was the overall feeling now that you've watched the Inside the Factory tour? Are you guys more inclined to love Lucid, or do you want to hate Lucid? Nikola. Okay, are you guys more inclined to love Nikola or hate Nikola now, from what you saw? Madman says, you know if they are going eye to solar panels as well, should cover the parking lot with homemade solar panels. They're getting their solar panels from a company whose name just slipped my mind. I chatted with the guy on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. But it's over 700 kilowatts of solar panels. Cadillac Jag says it will dilute the stock price for sure. Deep says just seeing their production made me bearish. Bearish? Really? Why? GG says think debt is good and an alternative to straight out issuing more stock. Ali says Lucid, love Lucid. Torsten says love Nikola. Get a heart from Paul. Imelt says I love Nikola more and Lucid is epic too. Deep says I bought some Lucid last week for the first time. Congrats. Octavio, I love Nikola more. Mr. Brooks says it's growth. The company needs to grow. And Paul says no more worry about dilution. Deep says Nikola short term and plus Lucid. Octavio said good. They have good people to Mark is amazing. Yes, he is. Mr. Bogues always loved Nikola. Paul says was the debt announcement the May 4th news you talked about? No. The news that I think will be, I just think there's going to be news on the quarterly earnings on May 5th. And that is, I just think there's going to be order announcements and, we'll have the updates and the forward-looking statements, but I think there's going to be updates on orders. I think there's going to be more orders placed, probably a decent amount, and we're going to find that the LOIs were converted over to orders, which they would have had to, because those trucks that we saw last week with TTSI on it and Biagio Brothers, those are actually saleable trucks, and they had their names on it, so they're buying those trucks. Steven says that those securities for the debt today, they don't fully mature into 2026. So that's when we'll see something actually happen. Hey, I just noticed this. We have a grader out here. Right there. He's doing some grading out here. I wonder if they actually started the track, because it's right around that area. We're going to have to keep an eye on that on Monday or on Wednesday's flight and see if that's the beginning of the test track or the test loop right there. Can't imagine why else that they'd be out there. Octavio, was there any restrictions going into the factory or secrets? They did not put any restrictions on us. They said we can record, and we can record whatever we want. They did keep us in certain areas, but it was all along the production line, and any area that wasn't on the production line, you could kind of see from where you were. So there wasn't much that we couldn't see. And they said record away. Jen says their production is good, but I love Lucid. Yeah. So there's going to be an interesting tidbit in Lucid's video today. And so you guys take a look at that. Madman says, love Nikola in market before Tesla, and I'm an AZ guy up here in Flag. Would be nice to see those flying down I-40 soon. I'm going to have my drink. Paul says, order announcements. Woohoo! VMAS, no automation. It's hard to believe Nikola could ramp up production volume. It's not that hard to believe when you look at what their production line is doing and what they have plans for it, as far as cutting down production time. It all makes sense. And as they're progressing into these other things, they more than likely will add automation. And these things are on AGVs. They are automated. They move from one station to the next. That's technically automation. But things will get more automated as time goes on. Torsten says, I have eagle eyes. I do, but I do not have eagle hearing. Just me says, is it going to be Nikola video on Friday, or from now on only 2 times a week? Fridays, Nikola employees do not work. It's only construction there, so there's not much going on. So we're going to be playing Fridays by ear. I spoke to someone who told me they work 410s Monday through Thursday. So there's no Nikola employees. We're not going to be seeing things coming out of the factory on Fridays. So really not sure that it's worth our time to go down there to record. Not the same thing that we recorded on Wednesday. Deeps. Nikola doesn't have a rolling assembly line. No robots, small containers for parts, using hand tools. It is good they are trying to make money while they are scaling up, but it's going to be a while. And that's correct. And you've got to start somewhere. This is all new to them, and they've got to find the best processes. I know, you got Tesla. They built the gigafactory. Most of it's automated because they're doing this already. They've got it all set up. So it's just a matter of duplicating the process or making it better. And being that this also is not their permanent layout to produce these trucks, you would end up buying equipment that you may not end up using in other places. Will the next video tonight be about something crispy? No. No, it will not. If you're talking about the Lucids that probably burnt down with that car hauler, no. I don't have anything on that. Also, if you automate one station on the line and you haven't automated the rest, what are you accomplishing? You're just getting one station that finishes sooner. So I'm sure they have a plan for automation. You just can't implement it halfway. Spoke says, watch the sugar in those drinks. I watch them very closely and I love them. Thank you very much. Lockbart says 2 times is plenty. 1 is enough with no construction. Massive amounts of sugar. Well, you know what? If I had my glasses, I could actually see how much was in here. But I can't read this. Need to hire more robotic engineers. Maybe. Or maybe you just buy your robots from companies that have robotics engineers. Elon said himself, scaling is the hardest part by far. And it is. It is. I mean, there's so much logistics in it, and there's so many things that you've got to get right, where you got to have that line all moving at the same speed all the time. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bottleneck, and then you've got to fix the bottleneck. And then hopefully there's not a bottleneck further down the line. All right. So tomorrow we'll be doing the fast charging with B&B. So if you guys want to join us for that, where we'll be talking about all things EVs. We'll probably talk a little bit more about Nikola, because we got the factory tour since the last episode of that, and we'll be talking about earnings coming out soon, and I'm making no predictions that are anything you want to hold me to. Please don't. And then on Wednesday we'll have our live stream of the Lucid factory, and we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. We've been on about 35 minutes, and we're hitting this second full view of this video. And Octavio says they can't add automation if the factory is not completed 100%. And that is true. That is true. They probably will have some coming up in the next version of the production line, which is where they're separating a couple of things out so that they can get more things done in the same amount in the same amount of time. Mopar Dan, I rarely play devil's advocate, but if one is looking to invest in Nikola, I have to think about the EVs from Peterbilt, Kenworth, FAF, Volvo Truck Corp, Mack Trucks, and of course Tesla. Yes, you do. But one thing you have to keep in mind is right now, besides being first to market, which doesn't count once there's others in the market, is the fact that right now they've got the best range truck, especially for short range. They're 350. Everyone else is sitting in the 200s. So, people keep forgetting the factory won't be being built for another 2 to 3 years. Nikola will be huge. It will be a big factory when it's done. 1 million square foot just for semis. VMask, I own some shares, but am pessimistic after viewing factory tour. VMask, I don't know what you were looking at, honestly. I was there, and I'll tell you, it looked a whole lot more organized through my eyes as opposed to through a camera. But their production line is moving. They've got things taking place, and they're making trucks. Recommend folks look at fly-throughs of other truck company factories, as there is a lot more manual assembly than automation. It's different than car plants. I have seen other videos, and I agree with that statement. Paul says, thanks for everything you do. Your videos in drone work are great. Thank you. We appreciate that. Lockbird says, a lot of equipment still sitting on the ground outside the battery building. Guess it's for the dynamometer building or not. I think that's for production line stuff. There are things in that outside that battery building that look like they have claws that will hold up, that could hold up either frames or could hold up cabs, but it looks like something that would be used to carry things down the line. Alien Ant World says humans are capable as robots. They just need to hire a ton of humans. And VMax says thank you for your videos. All right, well, if we don't have anything else, we're gonna pretty much cut it right now. I do appreciate all you guys being here. I want to thank all you guys for viewing. I want to thank everyone who's a patron. I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel the way you guys do, month after month. It's very helpful for us to keep this going. So that's about it. We will see you tomorrow. So join us for Fast Charging with B&B. And everyone, thanks for watching. I'm going to leave the chat open for a couple minutes. If you have any more questions, go ahead and stick them in the chat or stick them down below in the comments. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.